Hello, my little monsters. You may know me as your friendly neighborhood Lady Gaga impersonator. But who is the woman behind the wigs? Well, I'll tell you, I am just a lonely heartthrob of a flaming lipstick lesbian wanting to break free, go viral, figure out TikTok, and entertain you. Oh yes, I wrote a song called Love is Love before it became a hashtag. So tune in Fridays and other times I haven't figured out yet on my Facebook and Instagram regularly to hear the Athena Reich Variety Show. 'Cause love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love. You know it's gonna save you however you were made to. Love is love is love is love is love is love. Hello and welcome to the Athena Reich Variety Show. I'm so excited about today's show because we are going to talk about the hot topic that everybody is talking about, which is back to school, safe, full-time school. Should we do it? Should we not? The NDP is fighting and everybody's excited and parents are freaking out, panicking, excited, passionate, working families. It's the issue of the day. So I have some moms who are leading the movement and I have a guest expert, a school psychologist to weigh in, and we're going to talk about that in about 10 minutes. I'm going to play a few songs for you. Please share and let's get this show on the road. Yeah, it's like we're in trouble, man. But when you're in trouble, you gotta still enjoy yourself. So here's a little song called Trouble. It's about a heartbreak I had, all about trouble. Listen, children, gather round. I got something profound. I got a little story to tell about my hopes that fell. See, my heart was yanked clear out of my chest, then deposited somewhere in the Midwest. It started innocently. How could I see? At the time, it seemed just the thing, an August fling. If only it had stayed that way, would have saved me a lot of needless pain. Bye, 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 baby. Oh, remember the heat beneath the sheets, but you can never look me in the eye because you're trouble. Baby, I love you and you love me. You said you'd follow me anywhere that you swear, but I'm a fool. Why can't I see that you can't even say the word monogamy? You treat me like a queen, preciously. I never even have to drive my car to the bar that you take me to most every day. Then you drink every promise you made away. Ba, 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 baby, oh, remember the heat beneath the sheets, but you can never look me in the eye because you're trouble. Yeah, I said, woo, I said, you're trouble, baby. I said, you're trouble, baby. Woo, I said, you're trouble, baby. I said, you're trouble, baby. Hey. Yes, welcome. And you know what? We're going to be getting political in today's show. I'm part of these moms who are leading this movement, who really believe that working families and working moms deserve a way to go back to work, and we believe that it can be done safely. It just costs money, but we believe it's a priority for our taxes. So I'm going to sing a political song because I lived in New York City for 16 years, and I was part of the movement to win marriage equality, and now we're going to get money for our schools. And I wrote this song during that time once we won marriage equality for same-sex couples, and we took to the streets in Stonewall celebrating. So that's what this song is about. And I added something in here about police brutality. I should add something in about the schools later, not today. Me and my girlfriend are walking down Main Street, getting smile after smile as we go by. Doorman says, hey, when you gonna get married? Boy, the world can change in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, we're a part of the mainstream, everywhere like the air we breathe. Finally, we're the heart of the party, dancing to a different beat, 'cause it's our time in every nation. Feel the new vibration up your spine, worlds colliding, revolution rising. It's our time to make room for every color, every lover, every rebel freak, every plain Joe and Jane. Factory workers, politicians, and teachers are living out loud, staking out their claim. Suddenly, we're a part of the mainstream, everywhere like the air we breathe. Finally, we're the heart of the party, dancing to a different beat, 'cause it's our time in every nation. Feel the new vibration up your spine, worlds colliding, revolution rising. It's on from Libya to Syria, Wall Street, Algeria, Beijing to Wyoming. The globe is transforming. Can't you see the vast majority wants new morality, accountability? So let your voices sing, stop police brutality, 'cause love is lost. Stop everything till every city, every nation has no more discrimination, no more racist greed. We stand with those in need. Every bully will fall. So tear down the wall till there's liberty, justice, opportunity for all. 'Cause it's our time in every nation. Feel the new vibration up your spine, the world's colliding, revolution rising. It's our time in every nation. Feel the new vibration up your spine, worlds colliding, revolution rising. 'Cause it's our time. Yes, and feel free to comment, you guys. We love comments. It lets us know that we're not alone here. We're all here. And I'm going to do one more song, then bring on these lovely women for a discussion to talk about what we're doing. So this song is another political song. It's called What About Love? And I wrote it when Bush, this is dated me, but when Bush won office, it was very depressing because we were campaigning against him and all that stuff. So here we go, political depression. It's called What About Love? But we can't have apathy, and that's what's so exciting about getting involved in activism. Will I let this time define my state of mind? Will I let the news be my only muse? Will I let these leaders be my only meters? How to live, love, work, and die? Will we swallow laws just because? Will we swallow fate until it's too late? Will we swallow war as nothing more than a tragic chapter in the human factor? I can't take it anymore. There's gonna be a change for sure. I'm so done with being numb. Wouldn't make a difference if I gave you some of that love. Love. Some say that hope bring on these wonderful women right now. Here we go. We have, first I'll bring on Shannon Beckner. And let's bring the moms on first, shall we? And Ulia Coles. And I'm going to just do a little, we'll bring in our expert psychologist in a minute. Let's talk about the movement first. So Shannon is a full-time working parent who, when she isn't being everything for her children at all times, thanks to the pandemic, yes, I hear you, girl, works as director of community and donor relations for the world's largest global feminist grant-making organizations. That's amazing, girl. In partnership with Global Affairs Canada. And Ulia Coles is a stay-at-home mom to 3 beautiful children, aged 2, 5, and 7. Amazing. 3 is like beautiful. Proud owner of Paperesque & Company. She makes stationery party decor, and most of her income for the family is earned by her husband, who was laid off for 2 months at the start of this lockdown. Her business came to a halt in March because she had no choice but to focus on keeping the kids busy with activities, their emotional well-being, online learning. It was more than she could handle, so she knew the new norm was not going to work for anybody. So let's discuss what we're doing with our movement, and then we'll bring our expert, Dr. Ansak, on in a minute. So I as well am part of this group leading the revolution. So Ulia, we hear a lot about why this concerned you. Shannon, can you say what makes you passionate about this issue?
Sure. Well, first of all, can I just say how amazing you are, Athena? That was incredible. I feel like we should just start singing our theme and make a good show, because I feel like you're a really hard act to follow. So just amazing. Well done. I had no idea we had such talent in our group. So thank you for having us on today. This is so much fun. I really enjoyed watching you perform. So sorry, I just had to get that out.
Thank you, that's so sweet. By the way, if you guys have headphones to stick in, that would be great. If not, it'll be okay. I should have mentioned that before, but anyways. Thank you so much, you're so sweet. But don't worry, forget it if it's too late, sorry.
I'm sorry, and it was definitely, I'm sure, in your really good instructions. I just don't have any handy.
Don't worry about it. So tell me what's making you passionate about this issue.
Right, well, absolutely. It's what I really loved Ulia's description of what the last few months have been like for her. And that's exactly it. We're trying to be everything for our children, and being everything for our children since the pandemic closed schools in March. So everything from teacher and IT expert and coach and mentor and friend, the list goes on and on and on. And it's exhausting. At the same time, parents were trying to be maybe partners to our partners. We're trying to be productive employees. We're trying to keep the house going, the home going. So it's been crazy. So we've all been, I think, waiting with bated breath to hear what the plan was for September, seeing that as the light at the end of the tunnel, the very dark tunnel that many parents have been going through for many months now. And I was already starting to feel more and more frustrated with the lack of any detail or communication. It read as, disinterest in figuring out how we were going to get kids back to school full time. In the meantime, I'm hearing that private schools are investing resources, totally making a plan for a return to school. So I just started feeling more and more frustrated and voicing my opinion to other parents who were feeling similarly. And so when I saw that Bronwyn, who is the head of our group, started the Facebook group, I was instantly saying, these are my people. How can I help build momentum, build support, build awareness for what we want, a safe, full-time return to school in September? So I was happy to pitch in. And since then, the movement has really grown. It keeps growing every day, right? You both have seen that. We've had lots of media interest. We're gaining momentum. So I'm really excited about everything that we've accomplished so far. And I'm really excited about what we're trying to do in the next couple of weeks, these pivotal weeks before the final decisions are made that are going to affect us all. So the most that we can do to influence these decisions, I think we should try everything that is available to us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. And why do you think that this, because, MPP Jessica Bell said the other day that this is just sexism. Why do you think it's falling to women more than men? Can either Ulia or Shannon talk to that?
Well, Shannon can add to this, but I think it's evident, that women are more likely to be staying home because they're primary caretakers, right? I would say majority of spouses would be women to take care of children, to do all the house chores and everything else around that. So it would be inevitable for women to take the hit. I'm sure, there's a lot of fathers who probably will disagree with me. And, fathers have done an amazing job recently and stepped up. But I feel like in this particular scenario, men are more likely to continue working full time, and women will take the responsibility of staying home, homeschooling, and taking care of everything else.
If I could just add to that, and I agree with absolutely everything that Leah said. But if we think about essential workers, people who the 2-day per week hybrid model is not going to work for, they can't be home with their children 3 days out of the week. All the essential care workers, a majority of teachers are women. Not all of essential care workers, but a lot of them are. Frontline healthcare workers, people working in retail, people working in
nurses,
exactly.
Caregivers in the elderly care, and
yes,
special needs, people caring for special needs people, and
they're majority women, and a lot of them are women of color. And so when you tell these women that their kids are going to be in school 2 days a week, and it's up to them to cover the other 3 days and to figure it out and to make sure to manage all of the online learning that's going to be necessary, it's untenable. And what we're hearing from our members, and I know you both have heard this too, women saying, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to have to quit my job. I'm going to have to stay at home with my child and make sure that the school thing happens for them. I will go on government assistance, and I don't know what else I can do. So our government is really failing these women and failing all children in the lack of planning that they've demonstrated.
And have you guys noticed a change in your children's one more thing about that, so rich people or middle class or people who can afford nannies, aftercare, things like that, how is that, I just want to say another issue is like, that's not going to be safer. It's going to be less safe if everyone's finding their own pods to make makeshift daycares on the off days. And yeah. Oh,
100%. I agree. Like people are saying, Ford has always said that safety is his top concern, that children's safety is his top concern. And if that's true, then you have to think about the mental and physical and all the parts of being safe, right, that go into keeping children safe. But just to speak to physical health, if safety is your top concern, then why are you not funding a way for children to return safely to classrooms full time? Why are you proposing this hybrid model, which seems obvious to everyone I've talked to, that it does not keep people, it does not lower the risk of exposure to COVID-19.
Right.
It just adds to the stress and of parents and children, and then that's not healthy, because if we do get COVID, God forbid, like, you're not, in a good place. And can you speak, just one last question to you guys before we bring our expert psychologist on, Dr. Ansak. How are your kids doing, or the children of your friends? Like, what kind of stress do you see in yourself and in the family dynamic and in your children, and why do you feel it's important to go back? Either Ulia or Shannon can take that.
Well, I'll start. I guess right now it's gotten a little better because we actually ditched homeschooling, but in the beginning it was tough. Actually, I'll be honest, in the beginning, maybe first week or two, it was exciting for all of us because I was on board with it. I was like, yeah, I was driven by the fear of failing my children. So I was driven by the fact that I wanted to assist them with not falling behind, right? So I was like, I'll do whatever I need to do. And then as it turned out later, for not just me, but all moms across who attempted that, it wasn't working out at all. And I could sense my children's anxiety right away. We tried different tactics. It wasn't working. I'm not a teacher. They know this. So there's a different dynamic right there. And, later on, I've had a conversation with one of my daughter's teacher who reassured me. She's like, you know what? It's okay. You don't have to force anything. This is, do whatever you can. One thing for sure that she said to me that sort of gave me peace of mind is that she's like, our job as teachers is to make sure your children will catch up. So whenever we open up, don't you worry, we will make sure everyone's going to catch up. I was like, okay, great. So instead of having 2 hours a day, I was like, okay, let's just do 1 hour a day. And little by little, we were doing every other day. So the stress because of that, like we're stretching this crazy amounts of, by the way, I just have to say that I didn't even expect how much intellectual work they do every day. So there was just no realistic way for me to be able to replace 4 to 5 hours of, studying, education, reading, math. There was just no way. So little by little, we just kind of phased it out. And whenever, end of July, we're kind of saying, screw this, no more homework. You guys go to the backyard, enjoy, have fun, just run around and just enjoy this summer. So right now it's been so much better. And but they do miss their friends and their classmates and their teachers. We do have Zoom meetings with our friends and actually teachers as well. We keep in touch. But other than that, they're doing okay now. They're doing so much better than before.
Yeah. And for anybody just tuning in, we're talking about the back to school issue. And also, I just want to get it in there that Wednesday, July 22nd at 10 a.m. in front of Queen's Park, we are having a protest. We have Jill Andrews, Jessica Bell. These are MPPs. Marit, I forget her lot. Oh my God. Well, we have a few MPPs. There you go. And who else confirmed? We have a few MPPs in the NDP Democratic Party called me today to talk about the schedule. So you were going to say something, Shannon? Somebody confirmed? We have basically a bunch of MPs.
Utila Karposh, MPP. I understand she's been added to our list of speakers as well.
So they're going to speak and everything. So right now, let's talk about the kids and the mental health of children and how they're doing, and parents, and just the whole mental health of this pandemic. So we're going to bring Dr. Ansak. Is a she's really wonderful person who is a registered school psychologist with many years of experience. She developed the Ideal Me program for youth, their parents and teachers, that focuses on teaching key elements in emotional intelligence. She is also the founder of the Core Center and an app which helps children with emotional intelligence and regulation called Talk to Alex app. She's a wonderful person. I've had her on the show before, and very interesting, an entrepreneur in addition to all of that. So I just want to bring her on as an expert to talk about, the mental, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for having me back.
Of course. Can you talk to how are children coping or not coping, and what is this pandemic having on children and parents and people in general, mental health?
Well, first of all, I was listening to all your comments and opinions from your point of view as a parent, and I am a parent as well. I have two wonderful boys. One is 12, one is 16-year-old. So I absolutely understand what you are dealing with, because I'm dealing with the same situations. Let me start with something that is very obvious, that this is not a usual situation. This is possibly one of the most unusual situations we will ever encounter in our lives as a society around the world. And I completely understand that parents, teachers, caregivers, everyone is overwhelmed with the situation. Everyone is under a lot of stress, dealing with a lot of frustration. And unfortunately, I'm not going to make any predictions or take any guesses, but this situation possibly will persist a little bit longer. And actually, we are not sure yet what the long-term effects of the situation will be for mental health, well-being, and education. These are all very important aspects of our life and our children's life. From my perspective, obviously, the best. Here I need to stop for a second, because I don't know really what is the best for the child. As we know, there are some groups of people who decide to homeschool their children, and they believe that this is something that works for them. There are some alternative schools that children go to the forest and learn through experience. So it's very difficult to say what is the best. We also know that in the regular the school system, public school system, there are children who love this experience, and there are children who struggle a lot. For some children, being able to learn online is draining for me, being on Zoom meetings for hours is draining and frustrating sometimes and tiring. So imagine now having 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, or even 12-year-olds sitting in front of the computer and trying to focus for the hour or so. It must be challenging. But there are also children who are able to focus because of that. And this is my example of my older son, who said, finally, nobody's there to tell me what to do. I can function on my own, or I can study on my own pace. So let's start from this point that everybody is different, and what works for one person doesn't work for another person. Of course, children, anybody needs social interactions, especially at this very significant and very sensitive time of the child development, when they learn from each other. They learn what it means to share. They learn what it means to be together. They learn what it means to interact, to get into trouble, what to do not to get into trouble. So all this development of emotional intelligence is vital at this moment. Especially I'm talking about the younger children. Paradoxically, these younger children very often cannot stay still, and that's good, because this is the part of their development. They want to be around people, they want to move around, they want to interact, and this is very difficult for them to sit still for 2 hours non-stop, and the healthy child will not be able to do that. It brings me to the point where let's say experts, infectious disease experts, are telling us, okay, we need to keep this social distancing. Okay, we need to wash our hands. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do that. Absolutely. But in the school system, I've been dealing with a lot of young children who are not able to even line up when it comes to go back to the classroom. Or if the teacher says, okay, guys, now it's circle time. Johnny actually would like to do something else, because these children are still learning how to follow social rules, how to be disciplined. So from psychological perspective, I'm sure everybody would like to go to normal. Everybody would like to have their children back in school. And my children, when I ask them what is affecting you the most, it is not the online learning component, but the fact that they cannot be with their friends. And I'm sure that this is the truth for all of us, not only children. Parents are overwhelmed. For teachers, this is absolutely a new realm. They have to quickly, almost immediately adjust to the new situation. Okay, guys, now let's learn online. But they are kind of building the plane as they fly it, really, at the moment. So just to summarize what I tried to say is that this is an unusual situation. We cannot expect, in my opinion, that everything will get back to normal very soon. We all need to work towards that, and we all need to help each other. If I knew what is the best solution, I would tell you right away. I simply don't know. I just know that nobody's immune to the situation, either from the mental health perspective or social perspective. And I think we need to be patient, and we need to work together again to build these safe societies and come up together with some conclusions, what is the best way to proceed.
Right. Are you concerned about the mental health outcomes that this will have on people?
You know, I wrote an article about two months ago indicating that we are expecting the fourth wave of COVID-19. And in my opinion, the fourth wave will not be related to physical health, but mental health. And that's what we are observing more and more when you are looking at stats, when you are reading some articles or information provided from the governments around the world. The fourth wave is coming big time, and it's going to affect us even more than the virus itself.
And I think that's why some of us parents are like really concerned, and we don't want a full return to normal schools. We want to follow sick kids hospital guidelines of having children in small pods, and they could, small kids can interact within a small group, but not with others, and they get tested every morning. And there's, like, I know my kid just started daycare, and he's in a group of, there's only 3 kids right now, but it's going to go up to 8 or 15 at some point. and they're not allowed to interact with the other group, and we get temperature checked at the door if I want to come in and everything, and there's somebody who's just cleaning full time, just going through cleaning everything full time. And so I think that's what some parents are, you know, are going to opt to stay home with their kids no matter what, and they should, because if that's what they want, they should feel free to do that. We need to have options. But I know for me and for some of us fighting this, we're like, there's got to be a compromise, and we can't like wait for 2 years to have our kids go back and to go to work, because we're worried about the stress of, you know, losing all your income and all of that. But yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely. Sorry, Athena, I completely agree with you. And I completely understand what stresses grown-ups or parents or women are dealing with. And again, I'm not immune. I'm one of you. I'm just you know, trying to look at the situation from any possible perspective. Of course, I would love my boys to go back to school full time, enjoy interactions. I have peace of mind. I can go back to work. that would be perfect. Hopefully, I'm just saying it's beyond me or beyond. I think we need to come up to some solutions. And as you are saying, there are people who can afford to have a nanny or babysitter, or to make another arrangements. And honestly, I think that no matter what you do, if somebody is going to get this COVID, they will get the COVID. All we can do is to, let's say, lower the chances, right? And here I believe I am not an expert in infectious disease. That's why I listen to those who know better, either if I agree or disagree, but I completely understand your point of view, and I'm with you with my heart and soul.
Yeah, Dr. Adsek, of course you can't take a position. You work for the school; it's complicated, but we just want to follow the doctors. Those of us in this huge, amazing, peaceful, beautiful movement, we want to follow the recommendations from Sick Kids Hospital, which is they did recommend full-time return to school with smaller classrooms and all of these cleaning protocols, temperature checks. While our numbers are down, if our numbers go up, you know, it would be a different situation. But right now we're doing okay. Is there anything else just before I get back to some music that anybody would like to say? We definitely have to tell them about our protest again. Anybody, you can just unmute yourself. Here, I'll unmute her. I got you, Julia.
Well, I'd just like to say that it's possible. You know, like we've seen our movement definitely made some noise, and it was so reassuring to see. I think it was first Ottawa District School Board that came out with a set of guidelines and very specific things that we're going to do to make it healthy for teachers and kids. And then Halton has followed. So we've seen a following, we've seen a great response. It's possible. You know, it's just those things require very thorough planning. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, whatever, and obviously funding. It needs to be funded accordingly. And this is why Shannon will probably touch base on that. This is why we're going to keep fighting. We've won a battle, like I said before, but we haven't won the war yet. So we're going to keep pushing for our government to release funds that are required for this to be, you know, a safe transition for everyone.
Absolutely, 100%. And I'll just add on that unless, if we win the battle that Julia mentioned and get our kids back full time, but the government fails to make the necessary and required investment of resources and funds, then nobody wins. No parent wants their kid going back to school full time in a regular setting without any extra safety protocols or anything changing. That's not what we're arguing for, and I would not consider that a win. I think what we've seen, the progress that we've seen with the school boards voting unanimously in some cases to have a full-time return to school with proper safety protocols is amazing. And we felt a lot of, it was very validating when we saw all that action over the last week. But reading yesterday's announcement of the federal government investing almost $20 billion, giving $20 billion to the provinces to help reboot the economy, and seeing nowhere on this announcement when they're talking about how they negotiated with the provinces to earmark funds to make sure that they're spent in the proper way, nowhere was there a mention of schools. There was a brief reference to supporting new childcare spaces so parents could get back to work, but there was no mention of schools. That leads me to believe that there's no expectation on provinces that they will be forced to use this new funding to fund new safety protocols. And I found it really astounding and maddening that schools were not referenced in this huge funding announcement that we know will be used in a variety of ways to reboot the economy. But until funds are formally allocated to school boards to help them invest in these necessary protocols, a safe return to school will not be a viable opportunity or possibility for our kids. So that's what we're fighting for.
Sorry, hi, I'm back. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to say that I'm sure Dr. Ansek will agree that there's just so much fear and anxiety right now, and it's really difficult because we're fighting for this, and then people think, oh, you just want to go back at all costs. Oh my God, no. You want to make immunocompromised teachers like risk their lives? No, of course not. We have to like do this safely for everybody, and there needs to be options and choices, and immunocompromised teachers can lead online learning, and there can be so many solutions, and it, but so if anybody's interested, you can join our Facebook group, Open Schools Full-Time Safely in Ontario 2020, just down a little there. And we have a protest July 22nd at 10 a.m. in front of Queen's Park. We have the NDP with us. Like, we are all in this together. If you watch what Jill Andrew and Jessica Bell are talking about, we are all in this together. And so if we they have specifically told us if we put pressure on, like they said, don't stop the pressure. So yeah. It's not like I have people commenting on my posts on Facebook, oh, well, you're more optimistic than I am. It's like not that far fetched. It's like, it's possible, so yeah.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, thank you so much for being on the show. Any last closing notes? Are you guys all good?
We're all good. Thank you so much, Athena. You're brilliant. You're brilliant. And I wish I had an ounce of your talent. And I wish I could exit with a song, but I won't force anybody.
Thank you for having us.
Use your jazz hands. Thank you so much, you guys. Everybody share, comment, and we will say goodbye to our friends. Thank you so much for coming, you guys. And let's get back to some music. Please share, please comment so I don't feel like I'm alone in the internet. We've got a lot of views today, and that's really promising. I actually don't need the headphones as long as I'm not interviewing anybody. Let's get right into a song. This song is called Back to Canada because it's a love song to Canada, because you know what? I love Canada, and part of the reason I'm in this movement is I really believe that one of the best things about Canada is that we have a decent sized middle class, could be bigger, but the divide in America between the rich and the poor is much greater. And why I moved back to Canada after 16 years of living in the amazing city of New York is because I have a shot of being a single mom by choice to 2 kids and being middle class. I have a better chance of that, better opportunities and resources for me here, and less barriers. So that's why I'm fighting for this too, because the middle and the working class people, we need and we deserve our kids to have an education. It's not just daycare for them, but it's like, what about learning? So this is my love song to Canada. Back to Canada, back to bed, back to hockey sticks, beaver tails, and wide open skies overhead. Skating to work on the Rideau Canal, back baking beer and poutine. Loonies and toonies for Boxing Day sales, Clayton, Terry Fox, Yes, I wrote that when I was in New York City. And oh, thank you. I've got a very nice comment. Very good discussion from my mom who is watching. Yes, I wrote from, all my music is available on iTunes, Spotify, all the places that music is sold. So please, check it out. And so let's hear, okay, so I lived speaking of New York, do you want to hear some of the craziest characters? You just meet wild, amazing people with huge ambition, and also it attracts people who are very, very, very quirky outside the box. So this song is called Mr. Fly, and it's about a man who lived in my building, and we became friends. And he used to be a pimp. Don't judge. He's a lovely, sweet man. He definitely has schizophrenia, for sure. Totally delusional. Thought he was like solving science and all of this insanity. And this is my sort of like love song to Mr. Fly. You gave me your crazy advice again. You shined your wild smile in my ear. You told me that passion is gravity and genius, a child that is free. They say you are lost without logic. They say you have lost what is real, but you wear your insanity sweetly, just like we were all meant to be. Mr. Fly, take me high. Mr. Fly, we'll talk to the stars in the sky, star to side. Mr. Fly, you measure the soul of a moonbeam. You wink at the blindness of time. You at the birth of a daydream, and kiss all my phantoms goodbye. Mr. Fly, take me high. Mr. Fly, we'll talk till the stars in the sky kiss us goodnight. Mr. Fly, take me high. Your eyes are as warm as sunlight on sand, as you smooth your spinning white hair, your elephant hands. You're the one who believes. You're the one I can see, the diamond that shines inside of me. Mr. Fly, take me high. Mr. Fly, we'll talk till the stars in the sky start to cry. Mr. Fly, take me high. Mr. Fly, we'll talk till the stars in the sky kiss us goodnight. Mr. Fly, take me high. Mr. Fly. My mother has just joined me in real time in her living room. How is the sound through the device upstairs, Mom? Perfect. Ah, thank goodness. It's all from my wonderful hype mic, Apogee hype mic. Please share, please comment. Thank you so much for being on and everything, you guys, and for watching. And yeah, let's just, any requests, Mom? You'll have to be a guest on my show sometime as a psychologist. Oh, all right, my cat is magical. There we go. Oh. Oh, you're right. You made that request. No, I'm not ready for you. I have to work on that. I'm sorry. How about Money Whore? Because we're talking about money and politics. It's a really edgy one, but let's do it. Don't wanna be your money whore no more. He takes me aside and he tells me what needs to get done, and I obey, cause you know, what choice do I have? Cause we're all born with 1,000 sweet wishes, but they say take what you can, cause the dream won't pick up the tab. Don't wanna be your money whore, your money whore, your money whore. Don't wanna be your money whore, your money whore no more. He shows me the client and she's a lady, all lacy and white. She got a shiny necklace on and sidelines down her face. She lifts her silky skirt and I know what I'm supposed to do. I give her what she demands, but it leaves us both so disgraced. Don't wanna be your money whore, your money whore, your money whore. Don't wanna be your money whore, your money whore no more. And I'm gonna fly so free across this false democracy. Come with me, we'll sing a revolution. Gonna be the Pied Piper of the free. Not gonna be your money whore, your money whore, your money whore. I'm not gonna be your money whore, your money whore no more. Don't you cage me, don't enrage me. I'm not gonna be your money whore no more. There we go. Money whore. How about, you want Cat is Magical or Great Divide? Cat is Magical. This is a beautiful song about cats and how magical they are to many people, and rescuing cats from shelters. My cat is magical, and I'm not the type to believe in New Age hype. No, my cat is mystical. In order to believe it, you'd really have to see it. Late at night, he meows so loud, desperate in his way to say, here I am, I'm here I am. See me, see I'm here. Love me, love me, love me now, and know me as you me. My cat was found one day, hungry and alone, a runt without a home. My cat was brought that day to a shelter in a city with other abandoned kitties. Late at night, he meows so loud, desperate in his way to say, here I am, I'm here I am. See me, see I'm here. Love me, love me, love me now, and know me as you me. And now he's going through a kind of second kittenhood, tacking rugs and strings and water bugs and things. But when he hears a thump, like a footstep or a bump, he'll run and hide all day, forgetting how to play, remembering back when they'd scream and kick him. Me, I'm always brave, but digging my own grave. Said me, I'm always brave, but needing to be saved. Me, I'm always brave, but digging my own grave. Said me, I'm always brave, but needing to say, here I am, I'm here I am. See me, see I'm here. Love me, love me, love me now, and know couple more songs for you guys. How about we do just Love is Love and end there, or maybe we'll do Great Divide first. Yeah. Or it could be Two Matchsticks. Do Great Divide. shows are Wednesdays on Instagram and Fridays on Facebook. Can end off with the good old Love is Love. We all know love is patient. We all know love is kind. And no one tells you love is crazy and can catch you from behind. They say one man, one woman, it's unnatural to love your own. But I've been with boys, I've been with girls, and love is ruled by love alone. Love is ruled by love alone. Because love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love. It's never paint by numbers. That's abstract work of art. You can only find its beauty painting with your broken heart. Love don't make no guarantees. Love don't make no guarantees. Love is love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love is love. You know it's gonna save you whoever you were made to. Love is love is love is love is love is love. For all you've gained and all you've lost, love is always worth the cost. Love is love is love is love is love is love. For all you've gained and all you've lost, love is always worth the cost. For all you lost, love is always worth the cost. For all you've gained and all you've lost, love is love. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, you guys. And oh, thanks for the interesting discussion. Yes, comment. Please comment, share, and all that good stuff. Have a good night.